Yeah, I have no idea what happened. I have no idea what happened. It told me that, let me post on Discord should pop up. That's right, I have it hidden anyway right now, so that's not a big deal. Yeah, exactly, Shadows. I have no idea what happened. Like, it just crashed on me. That has never happened before. So I honestly don't know what happened there. Let me just post in the Discord that I'm back online. Let's see. I crashed, but I'm back. Okay, you're back too, Clint? Okay, that's good. How embarrassing. I have no idea what happened. Alright, let me pull up. I restarted my whole computer. Like, I just like, fuck it, I just restart everything. I'm pretty sure I lost my progress there too, which is unfortunate. Although I didn't really do much for the thumbnails. And I already got the TikTok version made, so that's not a huge deal. Yeah, that was definitely in that one. And shit does happen. Okay, yeah, it totally did not save anything that I did here, but that's fine. I didn't do much anyway. So let me go ahead and just fix this real quick. And then I will open it back up. Okay. All right, and it's opening my folders where I want it to, so that's good. Okay, so where's my downloads folder here? All right, so we're going to drag Aaron back in again. There we go. And then I'm going to unhide the background that I was going to use. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to add a layer mask. Now what a layer mask does, it allows me to hide certain parts of the image. And for this, we're going to be hiding pretty much all of the green screen. First, I'm going to have to deselect everything. See, so I go over here to select and then none. So I don't want anything selected. And I could tell there was a box there. You may not have noticed it, but there was a box. So I have unhidden that. Now this is obviously too big. And really, like, I could do one that's probably a little bit too close. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to layer because I want to work on just this layer. And we're going to scale the layer. So I've found that usually between 1200 pixels for the pictures that we took, between 1200 and 2000 is about where you want to be for the width. So I'm just going to set it to 2000 and see where I'm at. Okay, that's still a little bit too big. So I'm going to scale it again. We'll go down to 1600. Okay, I think we'll go to 14. And if not, we'll go to 12 and then that should be about right. So 14. Okay, I don't think I want to go smaller than that. Also, this line here, I have it set up to kind of know about where the eyes need to go. It's like a third down. So it's like this is the top third, the middle third, and the bottom third of the picture. That's why I have those lines here. And then I have this line here in the middle so I know where the middle is. And then also vertically I have a middle line for the same reason. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, I'm going to use the fuzzy select tool. And then for this, I have the threshold set to 20. Sometimes you have to adjust that a little bit just depending on how consistently green the green screen is. So I'm going to make sure that I'm on the picture down here in the right hand corner. You should be able to see it. I want to make sure that I'm not on the layer mask. I want to be on the picture itself. I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to start selecting the green screen. And I'm going to hold shift while I do it because I'm going to be multi-clicking. So I'm going to hold shift on every one of those clicks there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in and just kind of clean up the edges a little bit by holding shift and selecting green as I see it. So I'm going to come around here. That all looks kind of fine. It's fine. Okay, so I'll probably grab that as well. Yeah, I'll grab that. Grab that as well. Okay, definitely over here. And again, I'm just eyeballing it. Anything that really sticks out, that's okay. So I'll grab that one. That should be okay. Yeah, this one here, this pixel for whatever reason didn't get picked up. So again, so for all those clicks, I'm holding down Shift. That, yeah, I'll grab that too. Okay. Again, there's some green here that I'm going to grab. I think that one will be okay. We'll grab that one. All that should be fine. I'm going to hide the text real quick just to make sure that I'm grabbing everything that I need here. Now, I'm not hiding this kind of like a border thing over here on the side. I'm not hiding that because it's always going to be there. But as far as the text itself, I'm hiding it just to make sure that I grab everything. Okay, like that. Yeah, I definitely want to grab some of that there. Okay, that should be fine. Check the edges here. That looks okay. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I have everything selected. I'm going to come over to select and I'm going to grow the selection. And I have it set for 2 pixels. It might have to mess with it a little bit, but 2 pixels has been consistently working for me. So I'm going to say okay. Now what that did is like everything that I grabbed, it moved even further in 2 pixels to make sure that I get rid of as much green as I can. And now I'm also going to come back over to select. I'm going to feather the edge so that it's not like a hard, like a hard transition from green to not green. It's going to be a gradual one so that it looks smoother. So I'm going to select feather also at 2 pixels and say okay. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to click on the layer mask itself. I'm going to come over here to the paint bucket. And then I'm just going to paint what I have selected. Just like that. And so that should make all of the green disappear. As you can see. Now I'm going to deselect. So select none right there. And then I'm just going to manually inspect it to see if there's any green that's standing out. So, I mean, maybe a little bit there. It's not too bad. Okay, that looks fine. Okay, there's a little bit on his ring over here. As you can see, it's been reflected in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new layer group. And I'm going to drop this layer in there. And then I'm going to create a new layer in that group that's going to be above the layer that I've just been working on. And for mode, I'm going to make sure that it says HSL color. Okay, so while I'm on this, I'm going to switch over to the airbrush. I'm going to press A on the keyboard, but you could come over here and click the airbrush. I don't know where it's at, so you would have to find it if that's what you're looking for. Now what this is going to do is I'm going to make the brush a little bit smaller here, maybe about 5 pixels. Is I'm going to use this to paint out the green. So we're just going to just kind of gently, and I'm clicking and then unclicking so that it's not like, I'm not just holding it down. It's like a gradual, just kind of painting out the green there. And then I'm going to see if there's any other places where I would need to paint out the green. Okay, so for this, what I'm going to do is see that a little bit jagged there. I'm going to increase the size of my brush a little bit. I'm going to click on the layer mask. Now, because I'm painting black into the layer mask, it's going to be hiding some of this. So I'm just going to kind of soften these edges up just a little bit. I'm just kind of visually look around to see if there are any other edges that look really bad. Like so. Okay, I think that's fine. That should be okay. It's not too jagged. This one looks a little bit off, so I'm just going to shave it just a little bit by painting over. Okay, the rest of it looks okay. All right, so I think I've decided I'm just going to call this secret weapon. I think that's just good enough. I'm going to come over here to the text layer. I'm going to unhide it again. I'm going to click on the text tool like this. I'm going to come over here and click on the words, and then yes, I'm going to edit it. So it's going to get rid of the drop shadow that I have set on it. And then I'm going to select it. I'm just going to say secret, S-E-C-R-E-T, weapon, secret weapon, like that. And then I'm going to get rid of the F in the front here. And then I'm going to click on the move tool, just so that I'm not on the text tool anymore. Lethal weapon? That's not bad. Sure. Lethal weapon's good. I like it. Lethal weapon. Okay. So again, back to the move tool. Now I'm going to make sure that I'm still on this layer, on the text layer. I'm going to come over here to filters. We're going to go to light and shadow. I'm going to add a drop shadow. Now with drop shadows, as you can see, like it actually added shadow to the text, but I don't want this look. The look that I want, I've already created. So I'm just going to select it, and it's clip titles right here. So as you can see, I'm using a shadow to create an outline on the text. So I'm going to say okay. And for you, Clint, I can show you how to do that at some point. The dragon is too old for this shit. And Riggs would approve. Yeah, I agree. I agree. All right. So I'm going to position the text properly. Now, the way I have it is it's centered, obviously. And then this box is this size so that when I match the bottom of the box with the bottom of the frame, it puts it exactly where I want it. So now we have our lethal weapon thumbnail. So I'm just going to save this real quick. And I'm going to switch over to the webcam while I export this picture. So let's go ahead and, I'm just saving the file first. Okay, let me swap over to the webcam. I will describe what I'm doing though. So I'm going to File, I'm going to Export, and I'm going to pull up the folder where I have all of my thumbnails. So Clint, when you're doing this, you're going to have like a separate folder where you keep track of all of your thumbnails and everything. Did you know that Danny and Mel play D&D? I had no idea. Found out at a con I was at with Danny and I asked him. Oh, did not know that. Okay, where's my folder? Jeez. Need to pull up my folder history here. I can just pull this one up and it'll be closer to where I need to be. So thumbnails. This is for the clips. So, copy. Yeah, you got to keep everything organized or you just lose track of all your shit. Okay, so I'm pasting the folder location where I'm exporting it. And I'm coming all the way to the bottom here. And because I have them all numbered, I'm going to just change this from clip 38 essentially to clip 39. And these are all JPEGs, by the way, .jpg files. So we're going to export this. All right, so now I'm going to refresh my folder just to make sure that it's in the right place. Okay. All right, so I'm going to... Good. Okay, now that I have that, I'm going to come back over here. So we're going to make the TikTok one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide this text. And now I have my TikTok text. So the only difference really is that it's green and it's a little bit smaller. So again, we're just going to edit this. So lethal weapon, like so. Get rid of that leading F. And then it's the same process. So I'm going to go over to let's see, filters, light and shadow, drop shadow. And then so I would highly recommend that once I show you some of these presets, you create them for yourself. That way, instead of having to remember or do it every time, like you already have the preset. And that is not the correct one. That one is. That way you can just do that and not have to think about it again. Danny likes fighter and Mel likes barbarian and monk. I think I have come to the conclusion that the monk is my favorite class. I know that's weird. I was in a campaign where I played a monk from level, I think we started at level 3, we went to about level 12. It was descent into Avernus, and I played a Tabaxi monk, and it was a Kensei monk, and I gotta say, it's probably my favorite class. All right, I'm gonna pull up this black box here. I'm coming over to the move tool. I'm making sure that I have the box layer selected. I'm going to click over here, and then I'm going to just make sure that Aaron's eyes are centered in the box. And I'm just eyeballing it. That's all I'm doing. Now I'm going to click on the text layer that's here. And I'm just going to move it so that it's also centered. And again, I'm just eyeballing it. And the way I'm doing that is, as you can see the yellow outline for the text, I'm just making sure that the black here and the black here match as close as possible. I think I'm going to even lower this a little bit just to make sure that it's not covering his mouth. Let's see. Parma says, I played a human monk in a one-shot campaign. He just started stealing belts and kicking heads in. Yeah. Why were you stealing belts? I get the head kicking in part. I'm not sure about the belts part. That's still funny though. Tabaxi monks are great because they could double their speed. So like monks are already fast. A Tabaxi monk is super fast. Okay, now to save the TikTok one, D&D Conor McGregor, I like that. Oh, yeah, MMA Fire makes 12. Yep, like that's kind of what Shadow said. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the box here so that I have the black box selected. I'm going to come over to the fuzzy select tool. And then I'm going to just click in here. And as you can see, it's highlighted everything that wasn't part of the black box so that you can see that I have this thumbnail selected now. May or may not have done the impression from the video. I bet it sounds like a lot of fun. I bet it was a lot of fun to do. Okay, so from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit. I'm going to copy visible right there. And I'm going to come over to my TikTok file. And then I'm just going to edit, paste. And then I'm going to come over here, down here in the bottom right-hand corner. I'm going to right click and then I'm just going to select anchor layer. So now it is all there for the thumbnail. I'm going to save this. And then I'm going to switch over to the webcam while I actually export the file here. So let me go ahead and do that. Thank you, Nightbot, for reminding me to drink some Coke. I probably should grab a bottle of water, to be honest. Okay, so let me open my thumbnails folder again. I'm going to copy that. We're going to file export. I'm pasting the folder location at the top, so it will take me right there. And then I'm scrolling all the way down because again, I have a bunch of these. And I'm just going to save this as the TikTok version of the thumbnail. So we're going to export it like so. Okay, so I'm going to have to attempt to download the file again. So I apologize if anything horrible happens when I attempt to do this. But I'm going to leave the webcam up, that way you can't see my desktop here. But let me pull up the Discord, and I'm also going to pull up the web browser so that I can download the file again. So I'm going to come over to our Discord. And I'm coming down to our clips section. See, this was posted at 6:04. That's the one, that's the correct one, right, Clint? The one that you posted at 6:04. I'm guessing it would be. So we're going to download this. And I honestly don't know how long this is going to take or if it's affecting my webcam currently. Looks like it's going pretty quick though. Looks like it's almost done actually. Okay, so let me minimize all of this. Yeah, with us, shit happens all the time. Okay, so here's my downloads folder. I'm gonna refresh this. Okay. All right, thank you, Clint. I appreciate that. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Obviously I can't show you the YouTube desktop. That would be super dumb. So I'm gonna do this while we're in webcam version. I'm gonna post these. I think I'm actually gonna shadow drop them. We're close enough to 7 o'clock our time where I might as well just shadow drop them. So let me come into YouTube here. And then I am going to go to the YouTube studio. And usually I open more than one of these so that I can like copy the settings from one to the other, or the text. Also, you know, Clint, you know how I do taglines on the videos. If you have any ideas for a good tagline, you probably have more experience with Lethal Weapon than I do, because it's been a long time since I've seen that movie. Okay, so let me open Create here. Let's see, I need to find my clip. Okay, so I need to go to the correct folder. That's part of the problem here. And this is clip 39. So I'm gonna just move this over to this folder here. I could drop this from the downloads folder, but I'm gonna be moving it anyway, so I might as well just move it now. It shouldn't take more than about a minute here. And also the downloads folder is connected to my computer, the computer that I'm working on, whereas the folders that I'm working from are actually from the external drive that we use, where we keep all of our stuff on. Refresh this. Okay, so we're just going to rename this to 00. Okay. So let me go ahead and drop this into the upload section. And I'm using the other one to come look at the previous work that we've done. So I'm going to content and I'm looking at our videos. I'm going to find the last clip that we posted, which was First Night. So I'm going to come over to First Night. I'm going to copy the title over, but we're going to rename it to Lethal Weapon. Let me minimize these folders so I can see what y'all are saying. Parmo says, anyone know what time the puck drops tonight? You talking about hockey? And then Shadow says, I'm busy relayering a ship's floor. Wouldn't know. Okay. Are you talking about hockey? Unless I'm just not understanding. That's... Who's playing? Who's playing? Is it Lethal Weapon? The last experience that I had with hockey was when I was with a kid, and it was playing Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey on the N64. So that should tell you the last time that I had any experience with hockey. All right, now I'm copying over the description, and we're going to go ahead and paste it into the new one here. Come on. So I can click the bottom, hold shift and click the top, and then just paste over it. Clint, what episode does this come from? Game 7, Oilers, and Panther. Okay. Clint, do you remember what episode this comes from? I'm going to call it a plan well laid. No. And this is the tagline. We're saying Lethal Weapon. I could make a Game of Thrones reference here because we're talking about the dragons also. Episode 28. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. Need a tagline. Is there anything clever from Lethal Weapon that you can think of? If not, I'm going to make a Game of Thrones reference. And for Game of Thrones, it'd have to be a King's Landing reference probably, for those of you who watch Game of Thrones, because it was dragons that destroyed King's Landing. And the lethal weapon that we have here is a dragon, or actually two. The matriarch and her mate is, I think, how Aaron referred to them. Trying to find the TP scene from Lethal Weapon 2. All right, well, I'm going to do the other stuff. So if you could think of a tagline, let me know. And if not, then I'll do a Game of Thrones reference. So this is episode 28. Okay, so the last one was from 28, so I don't have to replace any of this. So that's good. Now I'm going to open up my folder here with all of my thumbnails. Let me open another folder instead of going back and forth. There's just no reason to do this. It's good to have multiple folders open. So where are my thumbnails? Okay, there's my thumbnails for the clips, and this is episode 28. Let me drag this over. I'm just looking at the other thumbnails, and apparently I've done one similar to this with Aaron. We have to have Aaron do a reshoot, not a reshoot, but like an additional shoot so that we have more stuff to work with here. All right, I'm going to make sure this is in the clips playlist. I'm going to scroll down. Okay, so there's no paid promotion. This is not AI generated content, even though there's like the background is AI generated. The content itself isn't trying to depict anything that didn't actually happen. Because we did actually sit together at a table and play D&D. So I'm not going to allow automatic chapters. I'm not going to allow automatic places. I'm just going through the options here that YouTube has set up here. I'm not going to allow automatic concepts. I'm unchecking that. I will allow embedding. That way if people want to embed it somewhere else for people to watch, that's fine. I think that would include things like Discord, web pages, things like that. And we will publish a subscription feed and notify the subscribers. And we will also allow video and audio remixing. Category is comedy. I already have that set. Comments are set for on. And we're going to allow viewers to see how many likes the video is getting. Clint isn't AI, is what you're telling us. No, he's not actually. Believe it or not, he's a real human being. All right, Clint, while you're thinking of the scene from Lethal Weapon 2, I'm going to finish the rest of this. So I'm coming over to monetization. I'm turning ads on. We're allowing mid-roll. That's fine. Okay, so I'm over on ad suitability. Now for ad suitability, I know you can't see this, Clint, but this is something to be aware for in the future for if we get to the point where there's like multiple people uploading videos, which could happen at some point, just not right now. For ad suitability, there's several things here that impact them wanting to show ads. I'm not going to name all of them, but like the top 3 are like inappropriate language, adult content, which is like sexual references, and then violence. And there's more than that, but usually what would be appropriate to us would be the top 2 even, because we're not actually violent on the show. Even though we talk about violence, we're not actually showing violence. So for inappropriate language, I'm going to select abbreviated. And then I don't remember if there's any sexual references in this video. I don't think so. I don't believe so. So I'm not going to select that one. So we're just going to have abbreviated language. Well, you know what? If you are AI, then you've impressed me too, because I've spent hours interacting with you. So, okay, so we're only going with inappropriate language abbreviated. So I'm going to submit the rating. That's fine. Now I've come over to video elements, and this has to do with like the overlays at the very end of the video. So I'm going to add an end screen. I'm going to import it from another video, which will be the previous clip that we have here. So I'm going to import from video. I'm going to select First Night, which was the last clip that we have. And then this is fine as it is because it comes from the same video, or else I would change the video that it's coming from. So I'll go ahead and save that. All right, so checks, I got a notification that the checks have gone through. Let's see, no issues found with lethal weapon. So we're fine there. I'm going to come over to visibility. We're just going to make it instantly public, which is fine. I'm not going to, normally I would schedule for 7 o'clock, but we're what, 16 minutes out now. I'm just going to make it go live right now. All right. Okay. So the last thing that we have to do is the tagline. So Clint, I'm scrolling through chat here to see if we came up with anything. It doesn't look like it. Okay, so I'm gonna say, yeah, no. I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna type in imagine dragon ... I'm gonna do the boomer dots. Or I'll just do imagine dragons ... Because there's also a reference to other things, if you catch my meaning. Okay, so I think we're fine. I think everything is good. So I'm going to come back over to visibility where the publish button is. Imagine dragons. Yeah, that's not bad. All right, we're publishing. So the video should go live pretty quickly here. Now, while I'm here and I'm on webcam, I'm going to go ahead and upload the TikTok version. So I'm going to leave the YouTube Studio open so that I can come in and just copy and paste things over. So I'm going to go back into the content window. I'm going to refresh this so that lethal weapon is up. And now I'm going to come over to TikTok. And I'm going to open a new window for uploading. And again, obviously you can't see any of this, but that's okay. So I'm coming over to clips. And I'm going to the TikTok version here. And I'm going to drop it into the upload on TikTok. And we've called this one lethal weapon. So lethal weapon. I usually do a vertical bar on the TikTok videos. So lethal weapon space vertical bar. And then we're going to type in the tagline, imagine dragons ... the boomer ellipses. I'm going to do another vertical bar. And then we're going to do all of the hashtags. So it's going to be D&D, hashtag D&D, hashtag actual play, hashtag podcast. All I want is podcast. There we go. And then hashtag actual play podcast. So actual play podcast. Hey, Desto, how's it going, man? We're just working on some videos, some behind the scenes stuff. I'm on webcam right now, but I'm actually uploading to TikTok as we speak. So actual play podcast. Now I'm going to update. I'm going to upload the thumbnail for this. I'm going to come back over to the folder here. We're going to drag in lethal weapon. I don't know why it didn't do it. All right, TikTok is being weird. See, update cover. There it is. Okay, I don't know what was going on, but it's whatever. Okay, so now I'm just adjusting the blue box here because the thumbnail is a little bit too tall with the settings that I have, even though when I Googled it a long time ago, that's what it recommended. So I'm just adjusting this a little bit. So it's going to cut a little bit of the bottom off and a little bit of the top off, which is fine. So we'll confirm this. All right. I need to set up the TikTok playlists. I haven't done that yet, but that's giving me that option now, but I'm just going to skip it for right now. I don't know what the link is. It says add link. I have no idea what that means. I'm not going to worry about it. Visible to everyone. We are not scheduling it. We're doing it right now, but I am going to run the copyright check. And usually that takes about a minute. Woke up today to my tire being completely flat. So that's fun. Yeah, that sucks, man. Yeah, going outside, especially like, you know, even if you're not running late, like if you're just going to be on time to work or whatever, like seeing a flat tire when you walk out the door sucks. It's happened to me before too. All right, no issues detected. So we're going to post. So this video should be live on TikTok. So let me refresh the TikTok page here so I can see. All right. Lethal Weapon is live on TikTok with no views, which is completely understandable because it just went live. Okay, so we've uploaded the YouTube video. We've uploaded the TikTok video. It happened to the wife a few weeks ago. Yeah, that's flat tires suck. What did you see? Like, was it a nail? Or was there something sticking out of the tire? I know that happens. Sometimes you drive over something and you don't even see it. And then like maybe even a week later, it gets to the point where it just, there's a failure of the tire, then it's just flat. Okay, I'm going to minimize. I'm not going to minimize this, but I am going to close these tabs because I don't need them anymore. And I'm going to open Leonardo.Ai. So let me get this going before I share my screen with everybody again. Okay, now with Leonardo.Ai, I don't believe I'm gonna have to worry about any TOS stuff or NSFW stuff. Let me just scroll through here the feed real quick just to make sure everything looks fine there. So I'm just gonna open our feed. Okay, so let's go ahead and share the desktop. So now I am in Leonardo.Ai, and I also have this open as well. So I'm going to save these so I don't lose them. So save that and then close it. And then we'll save this, which is going to take a minute here. Didn't see anything obvious in the tire. But Shadows, your wife ran over 2 nails. Well, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, and that's right. You could run over something and then, or even like something could have been sticking out of the ground even maybe, right? And so there was nothing to be stuck in your tire, like it punctured or caused like a small hole and then it wasn't there. Like you passed it. Okay, so we have saved this, so I'm gonna close that. Now I need to pull up the folder where all of our backgrounds are. So let me, before I do that, let me come back over to the webcam real quick so I can actually see what the hell I'm looking at. Don't need that window open. So right now I'm looking for the folder where I save all of our backgrounds that we use when we play the game. You know how Producer E changes the backgrounds? We need to make some new ones for the upcoming episodes. That's what I'm going to do right now. But I have to find the folder first where I store all that stuff. So let me find that folder. Luckily we have the tire covered. Oh, that's good. You didn't have to pay too much for it. About time to rotate your tires anyway. Yeah, that's a positive way of looking at it. Still sucks though, right? Okay, so let me scroll up here. Don't think it's in the assets folder. What folder did I store? As you can tell, I haven't made backgrounds in a while. Oh, layouts. Here we go. Okay, layouts. Okay, so location layouts. Don't think this is correct, but I have to check it out first. So the thing is, I created several different like files where I put the backgrounds in, and I can't remember which one is correct and which one isn't, which is obviously a mistake. Okay, I found the Leonardo backgrounds. But I need like the overlay part so that I can, okay, that's background wide. Okay, so I need that one. I need background. And then I need, I think template is the one that I need. Okay, so I can close this one. I won't need that. Okay, now I can share. Okay, so I have 3 separate files for this just to make it easier. The dimensions on this are 580 by 430 for the background. I know it's a weird dimension, but when I was like sizing everything for the camera for like the main layout of our show, this is what I came up with. If I could redo it, I probably would, but to redo it would be a fucking hassle, so I don't plan on doing that anytime soon. But anyway, so for the longer backgrounds behind Clint and myself, as well as Chris and Mike, we use this one. And then Aaron's is just a smaller version of it where the sides are chopped off. And this is where the meat happens. Now, you'll notice this is not what it looks like on the show. This is actually, we had initially planned to have a battle cam on the show. And so, like over here in the middle would be like the battle cam over here on the right side. So you could see like either a virtual tabletop, a VTT, or if we had like an actual camera with minis, like that camera would have gone over here on the right. And on the left side, we would still have a background and you could see all of us. So like Aaron would be at the top and then we'd be laid out here on the left side. So I still make those because at some point we might have a battle cam, but so far we don't. So I'm just going to delete these because I don't need these anymore. So let's delete this layer. Why can I never find delete layer? Delete layer. There we go. Or we're just blind. Delete layer. Delete layer. So clear those out. All right, I can delete this one too. I don't need this. So we'll delete this layer as well. Yeah, a battle cam would be great. That's probably going to be more like a campaign 2 type of thing, unfortunately. I mean, I would love to do one. And I don't care either way. Like if it was a virtual tabletop or like landscape with minis, I would be willing to do either. But right now we don't really have a setup that would lend itself to do that easily. Like there would be a lot of reworking we'd have to do. Also, we would need either another camera if we did miniatures and terrain, or I would have to like reformat some of the OBS settings for us to have like if we were to use what's that, Roll20? We could potentially use Roll20, but we'd have to connect it like to the web browser. And so setting that up properly would also be a whole nother thing. So yep, something to build for towards the future, right? Exactly. All right, I'm going to pull up Discord. Should be over on the right side here. Now I'm in our private Discord that we have, and I'm going to the OBS assets that we have because I've made notes on the different files that I want to create, or the different backgrounds that I want to create. So, all right, let's start with the easy one. I want a crypt. So let me minimize this so I can see y'all's text again. I can see chat. And let me pull up DaVinci again. I'm just thinking if this is the correct size. It's not. I need to find a background that I've made previously so that I'll know that the background is the correct size. Don't mind the Taylor Swift pictures in there. That was for an inside joke. Don't worry about it. I think these were designed to be backgrounds. As you can see, I generate a lot of these, and some of these we don't end up using. So like we have a tree city here. This goes back to the cave of, yeah, no, trust me, Desto, it was for an inside joke. It had nothing with me having a desire to see pictures of Taylor Swift, I promise. Here's the black rock. There's a cabin here. So I know these are what I generate for background. So I'm just going to click on one of these. And I'm using 1024 by 576. So I'm going to generate using this model. And I'm going to come over here to my settings. I'm going to set it to 1024 by 576. Just like that. Okay, I'm going to look over here. For this, I'm probably going to generate 2 images at a time. Just so I don't have to keep rolling over and over and over again. Hopefully we'll get it like within a couple shots without having to reroll a lot of times. Because I had the free version and I only have 150 tokens, and even one generation is going to cost me 4 with 2 pictures. So it is what it is. Hard to ignore with all the Taylor Swift jokes, you guys. That's true. Yeah, I honestly can't remember why I generated those. I think I was going to send something to Mike, but I can't remember. Okay, so here's my prompt here. We're going to do a wide shot inside a fantasy style medieval crypt. Medieval crypt. We're going to do high contrast. And we're going to see what this gives me. These are the, oops, I can't spell contrast. There we go. So these are the negative prompts. My wife had to play her today. I don't care anymore. Honestly, Mike is the one that started the whole Taylor Swift thing. I just think it's really funny, which is why I keep making those jokes. I was even Googling her lyrics before one of the shows, just so I could like try and make a reference, and sometimes I forget to do it. Okay, so these are the negative prompts. So because these are like generic style backgrounds, I don't want any, excuse me, I don't want any people or crowds or animals. Windows, well, there wouldn't be any windows in a crypt. So hopefully these are things that will not be included. Let's go ahead and generate this and see what we get here. And usually it doesn't take too long. Even on the free version, they come up pretty quickly. All right, so it's telling me this is a crypt. I don't know if I like this window over here on the right side. So you'll notice, even though I said no windows, like there's a fucking window right there. This one's a little better. I still have a window here on the left side. I'm not a huge fan of this for a crypt. It has more like a cathedral feel to me instead of a crypt. So I'm going to, let's see, a wide shot inside a fantasy style medieval crypt. So I might mention, it's like, you can see many tombs lit by candlelight. Candlelight. Doesn't look correct. Candlelight. I guess that's, okay, that might be right. All right, we'll try this generation. And again, I don't want to roll too many times on these. Ooh, these look better. We still have a window up here. That one's not as egregious. Should be fine. I think I like this one better, though. Even though there are windows here. This does kind of feel like a crypt. Yeah, it is pretty scary, isn't it? It should let me go to my cam real quick. It should just download it directly. Okay, it did. Okay, that's fine. Because I have all my folders over here. So now I have to find, I have my downloads folder. I have to find all the folders where I save all the raw files. So let me pull that up real quick. That's fine. I'll just move that over here. Okay, so there's the so that the raw layouts, okay. And there's a bunch of pictures in here, so this might take a second to load all of these. All right, but I'm going to refresh this, and then I'm going to move what I just downloaded. So we're going to cut this, and we're going to paste it into my raw folder. And that way, like if I ever want to come back and use this picture again, so like say I make the background, I'm not happy with it, but I like the picture, which is possible. I could just screw up making the background. I'll have the raw file without having to go back into DaVinci. It'll just be on the computer. So I can just go in here and I can redo it if I want to. All right, so let me pull up GIMP again. All right, so I'm going to start with the wide one. So let me find the crit. Let's see, let me refresh this here. Did I not paste it over? Paste. There it is. Okay. I'm just being dumb. All right, so Shadow's templates are almost done. And then Chaotic Goblin. What is the color of the DM's eyes? You know, I don't know. I mean, from the picture that I had open, they looked hazel. Let me find the thumbnail that I just made. Let's see, clips. Go to thumbnails. And I'll drag the picture over. They kind of look hazel, right? Oops. Zoom out. Does that look hazel to you? Hazel greenish, maybe a very light brown, but it feels like there's more to the color there. But I haven't asked him, so I don't know what his official answer would be, but there you go. That's what they look like. Also, you have to take into account that we have like studio lighting. So they're going to be shining in his eyes, so that could change the appearance of his eye color. Brown hazel, yeah, that kind of looks like it. I would agree with that. That's right, yeah, you said you're working on the fan art. Well, there you go. Hopefully that'll give you something to work with. Okay, so back to the background template here. Oops. This folder. Okay, so I'm just going to drag this over. And I'm going to size it down. Now I know to size it by the width, just by the way I created the image, instead of height. If I size it by height, it's going to be not going to be wide enough. So I'm going to size it by the width. So looking up here, the width I know is 850 pixels. I think you'll get it. Yeah, I mean, you saw it, right? Like it looked like kind of like a hazelish brown color. I think you'll get it. Yes, Clint, your eyes always look super dark. Definitely. Okay, so I'm going to do a layer adjustment here. So we're going to scale the layer. I'm going to set the width to 850. All right, so as you can see, the width is correct, but the height is not. But that's fine. It doesn't matter. But that's why I had this template here. So usually, oh, also you'll notice these two horizontal lines and this vertical line. So these I kind of have in mind as like these are kind of your horizon lines. So depending on the shot, I match the horizon, or in this case, like where the floor meets the wall, to this line, or if there's like, if we're showing like from a bird's eye view more or less, but you can see a lot of ground and some sky, then I would use the top third. But I do have them split into thirds for that reason. So I'm just going to zoom in just a hair here. I'm going to click on this. I'm just, oops. And I'm just going to make sure that it's kind of in the right position, just like that. Okay. So that looks good to me. So I need to find the folder where I have the other ones. Like from the template, I make specific files that I'm going to drop in. So let me find the other folder here. Actually, let me just open a new folder. So come up to, God, there's just so many files now. It's getting unruly. Layouts. Okay, so this is gonna, oops, let me go into the DaVinci folder here. So this is gonna be a crypt. So new folder, and we're gonna call this crypt. All right, and I'm gonna copy the folder locate, oops. I'm going to copy the folder location. All right, let me hide my dealio here for a second while I export this. So export, and I'm pasting the folder location, and we're going to call it crypt wide because this is the wide version of the picture. So crypt wide, I'm going to export it. Export. I need to check out one of the other ones real quick. Oops. Let me cancel. Export. So I'm doing these as JPEGs. Okay. That's where I screwed up. Okay, so this is crypt wide JPEG, not JPG. Oh, it's my dyslexia. I put the I in the wrong spot there. So we're going to export that. Okay, let me bring this back over. So now I am on the GM version of the same picture. So let me come over to what I just created. I'll do extra large icons. I'm going to drag this in here. Okay, so that's why I have this template. Because once I've created the wide version, all I have to do is drop the wide version in here, and it automatically crops to make the regular version for the GM. So it saves me a lot of time. So I'm going to copy the folder location again. I'm going to go ahead and hide this while I export it. Export. And we're just going to call this crypt.jpg. Okay, I'm going to come over to the other one, the final template where I actually make the background. So I'm going to unhide the layout. So as you can see, this is what our show looks like. This is essentially like the GM and then the 2-player cameras. And I have it, I don't necessarily have to have the bricks here. I just have it like that so I can kind of get a feel for what it's going to look like. But let me pull up the folder. I'm going to drag these in, what I just created. I'm just going to drag them over here. See, do you enjoy this kind of work, working on videos? I do. I love working on videos. It is one of my favorite things to do. I actually wanted, so you know how in high school, like, where they ask you, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And even through college, like, you know, what your passions are, things that you could see yourself doing into the future. And filmmaking was like in the top 3. It was like psychology, filmmaking, and programming were like my top 3. So yeah, I enjoy videos. Anything related to videos, filmmaking is fun. I don't think I would have been a good director or filmmaker. Maybe. So this is kind of like my taste of it. Yeah, it is a lot of work, but again, I enjoy it, so it's not a big deal. I don't mind doing this. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drag this one just generally into the location where they're going to go. I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to make sure these are pixel perfect. I'm going to do the same thing here. Zoom in a little bit more just to make sure that it's correct. All right, and then all I'm going to do is duplicate that layer. And then I'll bring it down here, like so. And we'll drag it into position. Okay, I'm going to hide the template because there's no need to have that. Like, it's going to be behind the camera, so it's not going to be visible. So the only thing that will be seen is going to be these 3 images. So there's no reason to have anything else in there. It would just bloat the size of the file. Granted, not very large, but it would make the file larger than it would need to be. All right, so I'm going to go back to my folder here. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to just hide this real quick while I do this part, and we're going to export it. So file, export. So it's layout, background, template. So it's going to be crypt. So it's going to be layout. How are you? Oh, you're asking Clint how he's doing. He might still be here. So layout, crypt. So this is going to be main. What is my naming convention here? Well, if you haven't done something for a while, you just forget. What is my naming convention? Layout main crypt .png. Okay. So let me just delete all of this. So layout dash main dash crypt .png. Layout main crypt PNG. All right, so I will export that. Okay, now we can bring this back. Now I'm going to open up the battle cam. Now, like I said earlier, we're not actually using the battle cam right now, but I'm still going to make them because I'm here. The file is open. I might as well do it now. So I'm just going to move this out of the way. So I need to change the layer size so that it matches this. So I'm going to use the width again. So it's 360. Do I use the width? I think I do. It's whatever. We'll find out here in a second. And like I said, it's been a while. So 368. So I'm going to go to layer, scale layer, and then we're going to do 368. It's not what I wanted to do. I'm on the wrong layer. Layer, scale layer, 368. That looks correct. 285 sounds familiar. So I'm just going to get that in the general position. I'm going to move this up here too, so I know. All right, we're going to delete one of these because I don't need it. And we're going to scale this one. So we're going to do 564. So layer, scale layer, 564. 285 sounds correct again. All right, so we'll move that into the general position. And then I will duplicate it. And then we'll move that into the general position. All right, so now I'm going to zoom in. And make sure that these are perfectly matched up with the edges. Like so. And the bottom one. Okay. And then I'm going to hide the template. So now we have the battle cam version. So let me go ahead and hide this while I export it. Export as. And instead of main, we call it LBC or large battle cam in the file name. You can't see it, but like there's the main layout and then the large battle cam version. We also had anticipated doing a small battle cam version, but then I realized like if it's a small battle cam, it would just fit like over where our logo and all the character sheets are. So there was no reason to have a separate layout. But so the naming convention comes before I realized that we could just simplify it that way. Let me go ahead and export this. All right, so I'll come back over to the desktop and then I will just show the images that we created. All right, so there we go. We have our, oh, that's not the right one. I'm not even in the right. Let me find Crypt here real quick. Crypt, there we go. Okay, now we're looking at the right one. Okay, so we have the new background for the show. We have Crypt. All right, let me open up Discord here so I can see the next one that I'm going to do. Okay, so my note says, and this is maybe a minor spoiler, but it's not really giving too much information. Maybe if you're not caught up, but it shouldn't be too bad. So my notes here say Mud Farm, Blighted Farm, Mudlands. So we're going to see what we can do with that. I'm going to go back over here and open up DaVinci. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say a wide shot of hills. Let's see, a wide shot of muddy lands. Let's just see what this gives us first. I'm also going to do a day and night version. So we'll type day here, high contrast. Actually, let's do night first. I think night's going to be more important. We'll do one of each, but I want to see what night gives me first. So let's go ahead and generate these. DaVinci, again, just going to take a minute here. So given what I know about this scene, this kind of looks like a different planet. Clint, if you're in chat, do you remember if there's like a forest nearby too? From the way Aaron described it, it just sounded like just mud lands, like maybe even rolling hills. Let me try that. Let me try rolling hills. Let's see, a wide shot of muddy. Let's see, of rolling hills. Like swamp. I might try swamp. The thing is that I've done swamp before. Like, I actually have a swamp background. I don't think it's come up yet, but I did make, before we started filming, I did come up with a swamp background. But like when you tell it swamp, at least when I was working in DALL-E 2, swamp would give you like plants and trees. And the way Aaron has described this particular scene, I don't think there's a lot of that. What it sounds like is like rolling hills that are just muddy. And there's like also some buildings and stuff, which I'm going to specify here. But I might try swamp. Swamp might be the way to go. You could try Dynamic Dungeons Edition, Steam. For battle maps? Okay. I might take a look at that. Dynamic Dungeons Editor. Let me pull up my notepad so I can make a note of that. Let's see, you said Dynamic Editor on Steam. I'll check that out later. If I don't put it on the notepad, I will forget. Okay, so wide shot of rolling hills covered in mud. You can see several rundown buildings, perhaps. Several rundown buildings. Okay, we'll see what this does. And rundown probably should have been hyphenated, but it's whatever. Okay, I think this might be the one. But let's look at the other one here. This one's pretty good. I like this one. This is kind of more of the feeling that I was getting from what Aaron was describing, but we'll take a look at this one. That one's not bad too. That, I still think I like this one better. You obviously know more about his description, but from what I've always imagined he's described in the campaign so far was a hilly swamp. We'll try it out. We'll try it out. I do like this one though, so I'm going to download it. But we'll try hilly swamp. So you're saying like a wide shot of a hilly swamp? Of a hilly swamp? We'll try it out. And then we still need buildings, so I'll leave that there. Let's see what this one does. Come on, DaVinci, what's taking so long? Yeah, and see that's what I thought was gonna happen. You see how there's like trees in the background, there's plants here. This might have been what you were envisioning. You know what? I like this one too. So like I was saying earlier, when we first started making these, I was doing them in DALL-E. But DALL-E like kind of sucks compared to DaVinci now. Well, at least DALL-E 2 sucks. DALL-E 3 is really good, but I don't want to pay for it. And DaVinci's free. But I still need to redo some of the older ones that we had done in DALL-E. So what I'm thinking is that even if we don't use this for Mudfront, this might be a good one just for like a swamp in general. I mean, that looks really good, right? I think it looks really good. I'm not sure I like the one with the house in it for this one. Although I do like the building itself. But I think this one has a building too, but it's further in the background. I'm going to save this one too. Okay. So that's the night version. All I'm going to do, I'm going to come back and make the other mud ones. I'm just going to say day here and regenerate it. It was more of what I was envisioning, but it could just be... You know what? Your imagination is perfectly fine. I imagine... Ooh, I don't like that. I'm gonna have to get rid of that building. You know, because it's all theater of the mind anyway. Like, I'm sure Chris is imagining it differently than Clint is, than Mike is, than I am. I don't like this. We'll look at it, but that just looks not good. So I'm going to get rid of the building here. We're just going to have a hilly swamp. And we'll see what this does. This will be the day version of the hilly swamp. I think both of these look good. I think I like 2 slightly better. Okay, so we'll save that. It's kind of black and white, but it's okay. And then we'll do Twilight. Twilight might give me more color in the sky. I'll try that out. Don't know how to describe in the episode. It's not some... Yeah, honestly, Desto, I don't know, man. I really don't know. Ooh, I like this one. That's definitely Twilight. That could be morning or evening. That's why we use the word Twilight. I like both of these, actually. I think we'll go with this one. You know what? I think that's what I'm going to do, because I was only planning on being on stream until 8 o'clock. It's like another half hour. I think what I'm going to do is just gather the images now. I've already demonstrated how it's done. So I'm just going to create the images now, and then off stream I'll make them later. So you can edit them as well in 3D Paint program and change the mood colors and light direction, full control. So the 3D Paint program, is that something similar to like Blender? Or... God, my brain just died on me. I used to know other 3D painting programs. ZBrush? ZBrush does 3D painting too, right? Or is it just modeling? I don't know. Anyway, okay, so like like the swamp one, so we're going to come back and grab the mud one again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, copy that prompt, bring it back up here, and then we're going to just change this to day. Now, I may hate the rundown building in this version, and if so, we'll take it out, but let's see what it looks like here. See, this looks more like desert to me. It's not like, there's definitely texture here. That's not bad, but there's no buildings here. It definitely looks muddy. But there's no buildings. You know what? I think it's okay. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. All right, we'll try the Twilight version. Twilight. Also, I could generate like 4 images at a time, but really don't feel that necessary. I like this one better. That hill is kind of cool. Actually, I don't know. I still think I like this one better. 3D Paint is the main one I know for now. It's been that dependable warhorse for me. I just say YouTube. It'll be easier to review it. Okay. 3D Paint. All right, let me make a note of 3D Paint. I'll check that out too. I have some experience using Blender. 3D Paint. Getting back to what I was talking about earlier about like having a passion for filmmaking, I thought about going into like 3D animation or visual effects. And so I spent quite a bit of time like going through 3D animation tutorials, and I enjoy it. I just think I wasn't getting results fast enough. Plus I was doing other stuff at the time too. Like I was working full time and I was in school. Like I had just started grad school. So like I had no time. But I enjoy it, and maybe at some point I'll get back into it. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and close this. All right, let me pull up my notes and see what other images that I want to work with here. Also, because I ask the guys all the time if they have suggestions for like potential backgrounds. If anyone who's lurking in the chat or is active, if you have any suggestions for backgrounds that might potentially come up in a medieval D&D campaign, you're more than welcome to drop them in the chat, and I'll see if I can potentially make some of those. They might end up in our campaign. It's time to stay responsibly hydrated. I really should get a bottle of water. All right, let me pull up my notes again. Okay, so I have, you know what? Did I do a blighted farm? I don't think I have. Let me try blighted farm. And when I think of a blighted farm, I think of like all the crops are dead. Like the barn is run down, like the farmhouse is run down. That's kind of what I think when I think of a blighted farm. So let's try that. So we're going to do, I did save that picture, right? Let me just make sure that I did. I'm going to go to my downloads folder. I could always come back later and download it again, but let's see. No, I didn't download the Twilight one. So let me go ahead and download that. Okay. All right, blighted farm. Let's see what that would look like. Yeah, basically abandoned. Or you could think of like, even if it's not abandoned, maybe it's been cursed. And so there could be like undead there or some other sort of creature that lives on the farm, but like it's really run down. Maybe not werewolves or vampires, but like you get the idea, like some sort of creature could be still living on the farm. Sipping on homemade melted caramel hazelnut creamer coffee. That sounds delicious. I'm not a huge coffee drinker anymore, but I used to be. When I was working full time, I would drink probably like half a pot of coffee every morning. And I drank it black too. I didn't put anything in it. Okay. We're going to switch this back to night. I want to see the night version first. Okay, so a wide shot. Let me get rid of this. Well, I can leave the buildings run. I'll change that. You can tell like the brain is just in mid-thought and it's changing on me. All right, so a wide shot of a fantasy style blighted farm. The barn and farmhouse are run down and the crops are dead. Night, high contrast. Let's see if this does anything for me. And I don't want animal carcasses in the picture. I don't know if that'd be a TOS thing. I doubt it since this is AI generated, but it might not even want that for me. I do not like this. What is up with this light? No, well, see, so in my head, I was thinking like a dead cornfield. That's not bad. It's not bad. Let's look at the other one. I don't like this one. This one's okay. Let's try that. The barn and farmhouse are run down. Let's see. The cornfield has dead corn stalks. We'll try that one out. I misspelled crops? Oh, that might have been what it is. Okay. Yeah, I just... Now, see, this is what I was thinking. Like, that was what I had in my head. I put drops instead of crops. Okay, I'll try it out and see if it comes out with better. I like this one. I really like this one. Helps focus the effed up eyes. Yeah, I imagine like staring at stuff all day would jack with your eyes. See, recent state stuff. They got your ass. I visit. Back into crafting. Your buddy Adam told you that he wants to see more badass shit. Yeah. Well, from what I saw, because after we got off the other day, I was checking out your Instagram, and yeah, you're really good. There's no doubts there. I would say that your shit is badass. Okay, but I like this picture. We're gonna save this one. Okay. And thank you, Desto. I can't spell for shit, my dude. So like if you see me misspelling something, that's cool. Just let me know. Alright, but okay, so I'm gonna copy this and we're just gonna fix the spelling error. Run down. So the crops are dead. Okay. Let's see if this comes with something better. If not, I'm just gonna go back to the other one because I really do like it. Shadows, that was hilarious. Thank you for that. Keeps you off the streets and prison. Jeez, that I might have to steal that. That's hilarious. Okay. What you said was hilarious. I love this too. I don't know. What do you guys think of this picture? Nah, no shadows. Don't worry about it. What do you think of this? I really like this one too. That kind of looks like a blighted farm. I used to live in the Midwest, so that kind of reminds me of areas where I lived. I like that one. No, this one, this one's good too. I'm not a fan of the light here. Let's see, I like the one more. You like this more than the one with the cornfield? I think I agree with you. I like this one. Okay, I'm gonna save this one. I like the layout of the buildings here, but I don't like this light. So I'm not going to use this one. I could try and re-roll it, but I'm not going to. I think this is good. This is good. Okay. All right, so we're going to keep this prompt and we're going to just change it to Twilight and see what it gives us. Chaotic Goblin, you finished the fan art. All right, man. Can't wait to check that out later. Okay, that one's not bad. I don't like the lights here. See, this comes like a normal farm, though. The buildings do look a little run down. But I'm gonna be honest with you, like living in the Midwest, like I saw tons of like buildings that were in use that looked like this. Hmm. You know what I'm thinking is because like the whole we have a Discord shadows, but it's for right now it's for patrons only from Patreon. We do plan on opening it up to the public eventually. But the thing is right now, and Desto and Chaotic Goblin, I apologize for this, but you guys are kind of like our beta testers, you with the rest of the group that are there. And so, yes, while we are pretty active in it right now, we don't have like all the moderation tools set up yet. And so, and we're also like trying to add features and it's taking time. So we are going to open it to the public, but like if you want it to be a part of that beta program, that is like completely mislabeling it, but you get what I'm saying. Like right now it's just for patrons only. If you want to join that, you'd have to join our Patreon, but like, don't worry about it, dude. Like we are going to open up to the public eventually. Patreon is $5 a month. And if you're interested in that, Patreon, it's that link right there. Okay, I do not like this. It looks too normal for like the idea of a blight. It looks fine for a farm, but not for a blighted farm. I'm thinking because the whole concept of it being blighted, it's probably going to be like a more dark setting. So yeah, I'm going to just shoot. I'm going to roll day once and see what it gives me, but I don't think we're going to use these. So day. You know what I'm going to try? I just thought of it. I'm going to roll day real quick. I can't delete anything. Day. I'm going to see if I can get some mist or fog in the shot too. But let's see what day looks like. Nah, it's like a regular farm. Yeah, it's run down a little bit, but again, I've seen buildings like this that were being in use. And the farm itself looks pretty nice. So it's just, no, it's not good enough. Okay, we're going to come back to this one here. This is the one that we went with. So I'm going to copy this. Eerie, that's not a bad idea. And we'll put the first word. So of an eerie fantasy style and blighted farm. The barn and farmhouse are run down and the crops are dead. Night. I'll put foggy. Foggy. Night. High contrast. Okay, let's see what this does. Eerie was a good suggestion, though. I love it. All right, let's see what this does. Oh, okay, so I'm not a fan of the lights, but we might get to overlook it here. That's not bad. It has an eerie feel to it, right? I think so. Hmm. Which one do I like better, though? Do I like this one or this one? Yeah, no, good call, Desto. I like it. I really like this. I think I'm going to go with this one. There's fewer lights here. This has more buildings. But this one feels like it's more spread out. No light. Okay, we'll try it. I'll roll no light. We'll see what we get. And I was thinking something similar, Cat and Goblin. Like, it does look kind of eerie with the lighting on. But let's try. Let me roll one with no lights and see what we get. So let's do lights. And if it gives me a black screen, I'm going to be agitated. That wouldn't surprise me. Let's try that out. And if not, it's okay. Like you said, Cat and Goblin, the other one looks pretty good. Or it looks more eerie with the light on. Ooh. I don't know. What do you guys think of this one? I kind of like this one. And the barn definitely looks like it's falling apart. Or this could be the farmhouse. Looks probably the barn. That looks more like the. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Yeah, I like this one. Cringeworthy. Yeah, definitely. Let me look at the second one here. This one's good too. This one is good. I might decide later. I think I'm just going to download both of these for right now. This one's good. Like, this one really is good. Okay. And then I think I'll also grab... a picture of your house, Parmo? A little worried about you there, bro. Reminds you of Courage the Cowardly Dog? Yeah. I've only seen that show, in complete honesty, I've only seen it a couple times. But I know what you're talking about. I like this one. We'll grab this one too. Okay, let me pull my notes back up here. So I'm just going to chill for like another 15 minutes, just so you guys know. Till 8 o'clock my time in 15 minutes. And I'm just going to make some more images of potential backgrounds. Okay, so we have Blighted Farm. So this note says, Cozy Hookah Lounge. Cozy Hookah Lounge. It's England. Yeah, it's super foggy in England, right? Is that stereotypical? I don't mean to be, but I think, like, well, even London Fog is like a Coke company, right? It seems kind of like embracing it, if you ask me. Let's see, live like houses, little villages. See, now I think you're pulling my leg about mining coal. Maybe you do. I don't know too many coal miners, but it's definitely something that people do, right? All right, Cozy Hookah Lounge. Now, I don't know if Leonardo's gonna like fuck with me because of the word hookah. We'll try. We will try. And I'm not doing day for this shot or twilight. Well, actually, you know what? We got a good roll here. Before we move on, let me try this one in twilight. Just real quick, just to see what we got. We did until the 80s. Politics happened. Some riots. It was a bit of a mess. So there was some coal mining going on in your family, I'm guessing? Okay. I mean, I used to live on a farm. That's not bad either, actually. It doesn't look blighted. It just looks like it's run down. Like I could imagine being somewhere in the Midwest where like someone has let their farm go and you would see something like this. You're driving by and it's like, it doesn't look evil or anything. It just looks like it hasn't been taken care of. Let's see, it's too fucking hot. Coal mining in my area where I live. They all got shut down. So just like people just lost their job? That sucks. I like this one too. I'm gonna take this one. All right, we are down to 90 tokens and I have 2 more prompts that I have to do. So we're gonna do a wide shot of a fantasy style, cozy. We're gonna try it. Hookah lounge. And high contrast. Okay. Let's see if Leonardo flags me on this one. So a wide shot, Desto, making sure I spell everything right here. A wide shot of an eerie fantasy style hookah lounge. Cozy. Put a comma there. Cozy hookah lounge. High contrast. All right, let's see what we get. Well, let it go through. I don't know what the fuck this is supposed to be. Is this like a hookah sitting on top of an ottoman? Like, what is that? This one's better. I actually kind of like this picture. I'm not sure what's going on down here though. It looks like the chairs are stacked weird. Yeah, hence the riots. People are not happy at all. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna re-roll this. But what do I want to add to it? So why is it eerie? We're gonna pretend that that didn't happen. A wide shot of a fantasy-style cozy hookah lounge. Didn't have to be eerie. If I want to use those, the pictures are there. Okay, so this is what I was thinking, maybe. We'll zoom in here. I even read it out that way. It just tells you like I'm not thinking straight. I was lying to myself, Desto. I don't like this. Like this one's fine. But like what the fuck is this? Like I've never, to be fair, I haven't been in many hookah lounges. But like I've never seen anything like this. And what's going on back here? I have no idea what's going on back here. I like the drinks on the table. I like the pictures on the wall. I like the colors of the chairs and the carpet. Give 7 Days to Die, Resident Evil early 1990 disc cover vibe. You talking about the last picture? Yeah. This one? Yeah. It does have a Resident Evil feel to it. Maybe even Resident Evil 4. I could see that. Resident Evil 4 was my favorite Resident Evil. Alright, let's re-roll this. I can take lights out of here. We're getting windows anyways. In a hookah lounge, windows are fine. We definitely don't want the other stuff though. So a wide shot of a fantasy style cozy hookah lounge. Alright, let's see what we get on this one. The farm looks similar to a bard's house. Alright. Alright. Okay, I think we're there now. This looks better. We got things that are definitely lamps. The window's fine. It's got like your quintessential, like just really flamboyant colors, which you would expect in certain kinds of hookah lounges. So I think this is perfectly fine. I like this one too. But I think I think we're going to go with this one. I like this one. Yeah, Resident Evil 4, definitely. Okay, so we got our hookah lounge. While I'm here, I'm going to add night. Because there's definitely like light coming in through the window. That light, because the window could be like tinted or whatever, that could be daylight or it could be twilight. So let's do a night shot here and see what it gives us. This one is kind of weird. I like this one. Got the definitely like the moonlight coming in through the windows back here. We have a fire going, which would make sense. The table and the chairs and couches are fine. We got a chandelier. These kind of like incense burners, which they might be. I don't know, but that's kind of what they look like. Okay, yeah, I like this one. I'll take that one too. Okay, so if anyone has ever played The Elder Scrolls Oblivion, I want something like, so this is kind of like a hookah lounge where it's more of a reputable place, if that makes sense. I want something that kind of feels more like a den where people are like wasting away their lives. But I'm not sure how to phrase that because I don't want to put like, I could do seedy den maybe, or underbelly. It won't be cozy. So of a seedy, a fantasy style seedy. Hookah den. We'll do den instead of lounge. They're all on skooma in that, yeah. You know, I wish Leonardo knew, like if I could just say skooma den, that would be nice, but I doubt it's going to know what skooma is. All right, so let's roll this one. I'm going to take night away and see what we get here. So we'll roll that one real quick. It looks the same, right? Essentially. So I have to change something. So a fantasy style, we'll say dirty, or run down hookah den. Let's try this. Yeah, see, so Parmo, I was thinking the same thing, but like a crack house. Like I don't know if DaVinci's gonna like that. Let me try this first, and if this doesn't work, I will make the attempt. And let's see what this gets me. But we are definitely on the same page. Same page there. Oh my god. Oh, okay, well I don't like this, but that's definitely run down. I mean, what the fuck is this? I mean, that looks awful. I mean, in a good way, except for like this big thing. That is definitely a cracked den. Let me get rid of the word hookah. Because that might be what's triggering that shape. Because that kind of looks like a hookah, but not really. But maybe that's where the AI is getting that shape from. So, your one cousin would love that. Hopefully from an artistic standpoint. Don't dox yourself. So a wide shot of a fantasy style, dirty, poor, run down. Fuck it, I'm just say den. We're gonna try den, and then if I don't get what I want, we'll try crack den. Ugh. I don't know why, but Hogwarts Hookah Lounge was the first thing that came to my mind. I kind of see that, yeah. Oh no, what is this? So we've lost the concept that there's... Plus, this doesn't look fantasy. This looks modern. No, okay. Okay, we'll do inside because that might be screwing that up too. A wide shot inside of a fantasy style, dirty, poor, rundown. Parmo. I'm typing it out. Den, high contrast. Let's see what we get here. Okay, the furniture, like, okay, this is, yeah, but the furniture kind of looks modern. But yes, we're on the right track. Let me try medieval. Let's do medieval. And we're gonna get rid of rundown. I have a feeling that's what's getting me close to where I want. We're just gonna try dirty and poor and see what we get here. Yeah, it's getting close, right? Yeah. I don't want it to be so modern looking though. This kind of feels like a workshop that's been run down. It's not bad. The other thing that I think of too is I think of like not cots, and not mattresses, but like that equivalent, like straw, like for people to lay down after they get, you know, after they've imbibed whatever substance they've decided to do. It's not a mattress, or it would be like an old style mattress. I could say straw mattress. Okay, let's try that. Okay, you can see straw, oops, straw pillows and mattresses on the ground. Group. Can't spell it all. Ground. There we go. Bedroll. Okay. You can see bedrolls. You can see worn. You can see worn bedrolls. That's a good suggestion. We'll try it out on the ground. Okay, a wide shot inside a medieval, dirty, poor. You can see worn bedrolls on the ground. All right, let's try this one. We're getting close though. Oh, we're there. We're there. They're both good. I think I like the first one better. Okay, yeah, we're there. What do you guys think? You agree with that assessment? I mean, the window's a little friendly. I'm going to do a night version, but I think we're there on this one. Yeah, I think so. I think it's really good. Okay, we'll save this one. We're going to do one Twilight. Hopefully we'll get something close to that. Twilight didn't change much here. All right, that's fine though. Let's do a night version. Reminds me of the hostel I used to live in. Really? Seriously? I hope things are better for you. Because that would suck. You know, hostel would have been a good word too. Oh, we got a person in here. And we're still not getting... You know what? Let me say moonlight. Although if I say moon, it might try and actually show me the moon. You were homeless for 3 years? Man, that sucks. But you pulled yourself out of it. That's awesome, man. Well, I can imagine. Like, that could play into why that happens, but also it could be a way of, like, dealing with that kind of trauma. That's pretty awful, but I'm glad you got out of it. That sucks, man. But good for you for getting past that. It's not easy. I can't even imagine how difficult it was for you. All right, let me say the moonlight in the windows. So, moonlight. Let's see. There is moonlight coming through the windows. Hopefully it doesn't give me too many windows. Oops, I didn't want to do that. I'll try that out. You're a lot better now. You got a flat, 2 cats, the usual stuff. You at least got a phone or a computer, or both, which is good. And obviously you got some sort of job, right? That's great. That's awesome. This really feels like we're kind of getting into the realm of like house. Like rundown house. I mean, it's not bad. But I feel like there's too much furniture. Let me roll again. I could say minimal furniture. But mentioning moonlight did fix the lighting problem. But now it feels like we have extra furniture in the place. Okay, we might be there again. Use some freelance stuff from time to time. Editing and spreadsheet. Put the old autism to work. What kind of editing do you do? Is it like video editing, or are you doing like image editing like I was doing earlier, even though I wasn't really doing when I made the thumbnail, mind you, not the making the backgrounds. Like with the thumbnail where I moved the background, like that kind of editing. Okay, we need to do something here. We're losing the bed rolls. I'm just gonna say moonlight. We'll get rid of all the extra text here. I'm just gonna say moonlight. Maybe a shorter prompt will help here. This is gonna be my last roll on it though. Unfortunately, I have to get really... See you later, Chaotic. I'm actually gonna get off probably in like 10 minutes. So you're not gonna miss much, my dude, but thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. I think I have one more prompt to do after this. Video editing mainly. You make all your own stuff for your Twitch as well. Oh, okay. So you stream too? Did I miss that? Did you mention that? going to shoot you a follow right now. We'll check you out next time you're streaming. Okay, did we get there? Okay, I think this is as good as it's going to get. This is not bad. So yeah, I stream pretty early. Yeah, no worries. If I happen to be awake when I see you on, I'll check it out. But video editing, okay. Posted the link here in the D&D Facebook group that you're in. And made mentions. Okay. Sweet. All right, I'm gonna save this one. This looks pretty good. I think that's as good as I'm gonna get for a den at night. So we'll save this one. Okay, let me check my notes here. I think I have one more. I might not, but I might have one more here to do. Oh, Goblin Town. Yes, this will be the last one. I need a Goblin Town. And I don't even know what that would look like. I have no clue, but we'll see what DaVinci does. All right, so we're going to do a wide shot of a Goblin Town. We'll just see what this does first. High contrast. Oh, we'll do day first. So day and then high contrast. Let's see what that gives me. When you think Goblin Town, your mind goes to RuneScape. I have never played RuneScape. I've seen it. I know what it is. But I've never played it. Oh, inside. Shot of a Goblin Town. Let me just see what we got here. We got goblins in the picture. What is like this? Look at these little goblins in here. You think of a straw or wood village? I could see that. All right, Shadows. See you later, man. Enjoy your dinner. Take it easy, man. I might give this a couple rolls here, and then I'm gonna get off because it's already 10 after, and I don't want to be on super late. I want to. Actually, I have to edit the main episode, and I wanted to do that tonight. And that usually takes about... I'm not going to stream that, but that usually takes about... If I don't stream it, it might take like 2 to 3 hours. Post them when you're done. Okay. I look forward to seeing them. Let's go ahead and generate... Yeah, I know I'm almost out of tokens. That's the other thing, too. I only got 22 tokens left. So, Desto, if this doesn't work out, I'm going to try wood and straw. See how that goes. This kind of feels like just a generic fantasy, like, city. Probably more like 3 to 4 hours. I usually, so like the intro segment can take like an hour. I try and do that in like 30 minutes. I try and do that in 30 minutes. If I take longer than 30 minutes, we're probably looking more like in the 4 to 4.5 hour range. Unless there's not that many transitions. Because if I have to change a lot of scenes, there's like a lot of music changing that has to be done. Also, if the guys swear a lot in the first 15 minutes because we edit that, like that takes longer to deal with. So it just depends. I don't like this. Let me try village, because town might be too big. And we're going to change it to wood and straw hut town. To a town, a wide shot of a town filled with wood, wood and straw huts. We'll try that. Yeah, we'll try that one. So a wide shot of a town filled with wood and straw huts. Yeah, let's see what we get here. I'll roll this. I can do, let's see, it's 4 tokens, so 2, 4, 16. I have 4 rolls left. This kind of feels like this is really packed tight. These buildings are right on top of each other. And this is like a city. Look at all that in the background. This feels more like a town. I don't like this. This is too big. Okay, we'll try village. Maybe with this phrasing, village will work out better. Let's see what it does. We got 3 rolls after this. Okay, that's not bad. We got mountains in the background for some reason. This is too big. Yeah, because look, like, if you look at it, like, the buildings go all the way into the background here. This looks fine. I'm not sure how I feel about the mountains back here. But this looks fine. Let me try one more roll. To see if I can get the mountains removed. Mountains. Mud and straw huts, maybe. I have 2 more rolls. Oh, this looks really comical. Well, not comical. It looks, well, kind of, but it looks, it's almost like an island type of thing. An island is not what I was going for. This also looks more realistic too than the other one did. This looks like someone went out and took a photo of this. I just have to do small village. Okay, let's see. So a wide shot of a village with, we'll try mud. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna combine those. We'll do a wide shot of a small village filled with mud and straw huts. We'll try this. Regardless of what happens, though, oh no, why is it black and white? It doesn't look bad, but it's black and white. Or sepia. Is that the word, sepia? This was like water too. Like, why is there water just running? Look at this. This is running through. I mean, okay. All right. The AI has failed. The AI has failed. That's okay though. That's all right. Yeah, it does look old timey. It's like a picture from like what? I don't want to sound stupid. Like 30s, 20s. Maybe before that. Like if you were to go out to like an island during that time period and take a picture, you might see something like this. Okay. I'm going to copy this one and we're going to roll this as a night picture and see what we get. No, that's not what I wanted. It's this prompt. Okay. We're going to roll this as a night picture and see what we get. And this is going to be my last one here because I'm out of tokens. Wait, I'm already out of tokens. Nope. It's too late. I don't have any more tokens, so I can't do it. All right. Well, I mean, we got some good pictures, right? I'm probably going to have to try again tomorrow. Probably not on stream, but I'm going to try these again tomorrow. But as far as like the den, we spent a lot of time on the den. That was part of the problem. We probably spent too many rolls on the den here, but we got what we wanted. We got a good one from day and we got a good one from night, so that's fine. Our hookah lounge is good. We did really well with the farm here. And then we got the crypt down and the mud, so I think we're good. AI has left the chat. Oh, that's great. All right, so I'm going to go. I actually streamed a little bit longer than I planned on by about 20 minutes, but that's fine. But I appreciate y'all hanging out. That means a lot to us. It means a lot to me, especially. It's a lot of fun. And you kind of got a little bit behind the scenes of what I actually do in my free time when I'm setting everything up for the videos. So, alrighty, I will catch everyone later. I'll see ya.